So, Candyman. Candyman is the story of Anthony McCoy, played by Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, and Brianna Cartwright, played by Teyana Parris, who also was in WandaVision as Monica Rambeau, which really great show. Anthony and Brianna are both artists that are just trying to make it in Chicago, Illinois. One day, Brianna's brother comes over and tells them both of the story of Candyman. Anthony gets a little bit of a fixation on the story and he decides to use it as his inspiration for his next work. However, as he starts to follow this trail and the story of Candyman, takes him to places that he never thought imaginable. And we have our movie. My overall thoughts on this movie achieved a lot in one 2-hour package. The elements achieved here by Nia DaCosta as the director and Jordan Peele as the producer, it's really stunning actually, and they do this in a lot of very many subtle ways that really contribute to this being a really good thriller film. They make a ton of really great cinematic choices throughout the movie. There's some really interesting dialogue about racial injustice. Anthony McCoy is a really great character. This is a solid thriller movie, and the legend of Candyman is, well, unsettling. If I had to describe it in a sentence, it's like this movie truly felt like art without falling too deep into it and still being able to appeal to a wider audience. So starting off with what I really liked about this movie really delivers on what it promised on in its trailers, which is a great thriller film, which has been Jordan Peele's wheelhouse over the last few years. It doesn't really take too long for the movie to get things going. I mean, even from the first shot, the movie does such a good job of making you feel just really unsettled, really disoriented, and it makes you feel like that way throughout the movie as you start to uncover the legend and what really has been happening with Candyman along with Anthony McCoy. And they do this in a lot of different ways. They do this in the camera movements and orientations. They do this in the lighting that they use. They do this in some really other effective ways, like if you've seen it in the trailer, almost like those shadow puppetries but with paper. That's really interesting. They use it through the makeup. They use it through the sound design. The sound design in this movie, seen in articles, like one of the most effective things that horror movies and thriller movies can do is use sound. And it's so true because this movie really leverages that to its peak here, and it really all just conglomerates onto this great thriller experience. And it was so good that I have to call it an experience because that's what this truly feels like. And even while the movie is going on, so obviously in this thriller, like any other thriller, there are some disturbing images that kind of go on, but this movie does something different, making you feel even more unsettled because it sort of makes you bake in those moments of disturbedness. Like the moment's happening and in a flash usually it goes away. No, this movie makes you sit there and just absorb it, and it's really effective. What else did I really like in this movie? I really enjoyed Anthony McCoy as a character, as well as Yahya Abdul-Mateen II's performance as Anthony. He really elevates the already good dialogue given as Anthony McCoy. I think he really makes him shine. Anthony McCoy as a character, he really, without giving away spoilers, loses his grip on reality a couple of times, and Yahya Abdul-Mateen does a really great job of making you buy into that. You feel really unsettled along with him as he's going through these experiences. And plus, Anthony McCoy, touching on him more as a character, he's a really interesting character because throughout the movie he goes through these highs and lows, and his motivations and perceptions of things sort of change. And plus, speaking from a person who's not really an artist, seeing him draw his inspiration from urban legends to me was really eye-opening because I've always wondered, it's like, how do artists really conduct their work? What inspires them? What keeps them going? And the fact that in this movie it's urban legends, I thought that was really, it made me really empathize with artists in general, or imagine what it would be like to be an artist, because it's like, where do they get their creative outs from? And I thought that was a nice touch. Further along with what I liked about this movie, amazingly, this movie still finds a way to have some humor in it. It's really used effectively without overusing it too much in a morbid sort of way. And plus, I really enjoyed the issues that they touch on in this movie about racial injustice and just the conversations that they have about it. I'll just kind of leave it at that because these kinds of things hit other film fans in different ways, and as a fellow film fan, I want you to go in cold and kind of experience it for yourself. Okay, so moving into what I didn't like so much about this movie. For reasons I can't understand, the movie just feels just a little bit too long. The runtime is almost exactly 2 hours, and for me, if it was just 10 minutes short, I think I would have been okay with that. Having said that, I find myself amiss trying to figure out what they could have cut out throughout the movie. It's just, I remember at one point toward the second half, I'm kind of like, all right, sort of wrap this up. So in that regard, I think 10 minutes off the runtime would have been beneficial. What I also didn't like, I got a little bit lost in the story of Candyman throughout the story. To me, at times it felt a little convoluted. Even as I'm doing this review, I understand Candyman to a point, but I don't quite fully understand the whole story behind it. Like, I feel like I'd have to watch the movie a second time to really get what exactly Candyman is. Is Candyman paranormal? Is he human? Is he a collection of humans? It's not really as clear as I would have liked it to be, and I think that it hurt the movie in that regard. So my friends, my final verdict for the movie. This movie is an 8 out of 10. It is a great movie. This movie is truly a cinematic experience, and it's a great thriller movie. Nia DaCosta is the director, Jordan Peele is the producer. Do a great job of combining all of their creative oats, contributing to the experience, and the actors' performances really elevated as well, and it all comes together in a really nice package that a lot of you, I think, will enjoy. Again, touching on that sound design, because wow, amazing. So my friends, have you seen Candyman? If so, what did you think of it? Whatever you think, you know where the comment section is. Let me know. All right, friends, that'll do it for this movie review. Once again, thanks so much for joining me. Like, comment, and subscribe, or check out any of these playlists if you're looking for more on movies, video games, TV shows, and the like. Once again, this has been the Bankrupt Hippo YouTube channel. I've been Bryson. Until next time, have a great day.